future self, if I'm ever playing this game again in the future, this is the part 2 of my journal, my diary of 400 plus hours of playing into the game, and me sharing to myself some notes that I would like to have for the near future if I ever play this game again, hopefully on the full release and everything. Don't know whether I will keep this save file, but if I don't, it's all fun and good. But yeah, so without further ado, I think I'll just start over here. I don't like to drag because my memory is tanking everything else. So yeah, I think I'll discuss more about pals. I think that would be the best, since it's pretty crucial early on, like what I will do and everything else. So early on, of course, you should take Lambo, Latifa, Chikipi. You know, if you're hitting this, you can always use it as well. These are good. Fox Sparks is better than Ruby. Like, yeah, maybe because of the flamethrower huggy fire ability. I think that that's like all the early one, like these 5s are all good. But like for a worker, I prefer Tansy over Livma because most of the time you won't be getting medicine and you need extra hands for the transportation. All the time, transportation is always like one of the highest priority. And for some reason, the pals always have like different priorities every single time. So it's always kindling and watering first, and then I think kindling, watering, generating electricity first, and then I think harvesting. After harvesting is planting, and after planting is the lumbering and mining, and then after that is the cooling. And afterwards, like medicine production, handiwork, and transporting are pretty low on the list. Grazing falls below cooling, so farming falls below cooling, farming falls below transportation. It really depends on what you get. I still can't figure it out yet. I'll probably find a way. I feel the need to. But yeah, like, those are like the needs. So if I want to ever find another one, Lambo and Catifa early game is pretty strong. Chikipi you can wait until later because it just drops eggs. So unless you're building cakes, then Chikipi is not that great in this. Lifmong and Tandy are the best. Tandy is probably better because of the transporting. And of course you need some sort of watering, so Quack and Pangolin is good. Quack and Pangolin is good. Panking will be the better upgrade. But usually you just go for Pangolin because Panking has the risk of just go to mine on the base. Jolthawk Chris is good because it has 1 cooling and its only job is to help you cool down things. What else? Gomos is not a good early on or at any level because you don't need to plant, like you don't need a specific plant only pal, because most of the plant and harvest is rather a waste of time because of the growth period. You need to wait, and then you need to wait for the watering period, etc. So it's always better to just wait for the whole process to end. Yeah, moving on. Fixie is good early game. It's a really, I think, like one of the best base early game from level 1 to the level 10, sometimes level 20, just because you can produce pal balls, the basic one, and then she can give you the arrows as well. So you save like a lot of resources preparing for the mid game. Full crates is meh. Gathering level 1, I've explained it before. Tiefan is also not that great because, like I said, like watering, planting. Unless you have a lot of things to water, like you have like 4 berry plantations to water off, then like you don't need Tiefan most of the time. Depresso is everyone's favorite. It's a decent early game. It's like Catifa. It's the same as Catifa, minus the gathering. so it's not bad as well. Catify is technically better, but the good thing about Depresso is that it's a nocturnal, so it will work for you like all the time, which is good. And also the memes, we all love Depresso, no one doesn't. Cremis is probably like the worst lamp ball because it produces wool. That's it. And it's like, it depends really. If you just need someone who just produces wool, a bunch of Cremis will be perfect. Or Malpaca. I think Malpaca is probably better. But if not, then Lambo is probably the best bet for like wools and such, because he has like transport. It can help you with handiwork. It can help with a lot of things. Most of the time, you don't need just a pure cloth, because as the time passes, you need less cloth, more ore, more iron, more stone, and less cloth. And if you're going for high quality cloth, you might just as well catch the Sibylix at level 40. You can cheese it at level like 30 plus. 30 plus with your fire. It's way more than later on, but Cremis is not that great. Daydream and Depresso actually works very well because both of them have transport. Like Daydream and Depresso is pretty much like two candy class. But most people take Daydream, including me, for the passive, for like free attacks early on. It's really great. Yeah. Other than that, there's nothing much to do. Rush Ore, technically, is just a mining pal. Nothing too great, but it's always a good cheese method against the Rain, like the Zoe, Rain, and Griswold strat, where you just repeat moves, undeploy, dismount, let the rush or refresh all the moves, dump everything with Griswold, and then refresh to next rush or, and etc. etc. Because most of the time your 3-strike bow will deal much lesser damage. Like the only damage that's very good early on is just your guns, but that's it. So what else? Nox sucks, like in base. If you like Nox, then by all means bring it to the party, but not for base. It's kind of meh. Fodder is better than Rushmore in base because he has some mining and handiwork is transportation. Most of the time you'll just get stuck in mining, so there's nothing much to talk about. Kilomori is probably like the better earlier transport because he only knows how to transport, only knows how to gather. Once it's finished gathering, it will transport everything to your feed box, to your cooler box, so everything's good over there. The mouse, I have, how do I say, I can't say I have a good thing about Mao because it's just gold, like that's it, like it just helps you produce gold coin, which if you are at like early on, you don't need that much gold for the materials, and later stage you can just abuse the nails to get yourself a lot of gold. So I feel like Mao is pretty redundant, Mao is pretty bad in general, so I won't catch myself with Mao. But I don't know about you guys, if you like the design, then by all means, once again. Celery is a better defense. It has watering, it has transporting. Like, it's good in the sense that if it doesn't water, it will help you transport from A to B, so that's perfect. What else? Dire Howl, one of the better earlier mounts because of how fast it is. Yeah, just because how fast it is, it's bad at jumping, combat is decent, but like most of the time you just use it as a fast ground mount. People compete it with the hiker deer. Where's the deer? Why did I not see the deer? Anyway, really don't below. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, it's like it's comparable to the deer, as in one is faster, one can jump double, etc. etc. Nothing bad about it. Toko is like, how do I say? It's like a free grenade launcher to your side. Nothing big, nothing much. Bad at base, decent at combat. Just don't make it implode. Unless of course you finish shooting the A's, you want it to implode. It's up to you, whatever, but it's bad. I won't pick it in the future. It's because I want a more sustainable pal. Floppy. Floppy is along the side of 10Z Link Monk Floppy, right? Like those three like done pretty much different things. It's good because it doesn't have a lumbering. So that once it's finished planting, once you finish gathering, you have to transport, you have to handiwork, you have to medicine. So it's much better than the other two because the other two most of the time we just stuck at the lumberjacking. This one is good. It's good to bring at the party as well, mainly for like pal fluid farming or like just in general exploring if you like to pick up everything and everything. Though most of the time it just encumbers you, but it's entirely up to you. You have to carry stone, wood, and etc. It's a good thing. Mozzarella is milk. It's straightforward. You need cake, you need milk, you need this pal over here. That's it, straightforward, nothing else. Okay. So Bristla is pretty much an upgraded floppy in a sense that it has more satiety before it gets stuck starving, etc, etc. So as a result, like you can always keep it longer before it goes for food, but that's about it. Golfin and Golfin thickness, mainly Golfin, right? Because like the one that everyone knows is the popular farm spot for pal fluid. The Golfin area, though I would deny that. I would say like probably the fastest, but not the most effective. Unless you of course you have like floppy with you, like 4 floppies or like 5 floppies to just like help you like gather like everything, every single pal fluid after you distribute to that. But I don't like that place. I prefer the other place to farm my pal fluids, but you do you. Hang you is hang you. It's pretty much the same as what is it? Where was it? Daydream. The air base. Hang you is an upgrade to Daydream in base, but that's it. Nothing much. People don't like how it looks. Well, I'm probably one of them for obvious reasons. Yeah. Mosanda is probably like one of the better upgrades that you have. Like if you previously you have like if you have Tanzi, you have Liftma, you can replace it with Mosanda. Like you can start replacing it with Mosanda all the time because it's just a direct upgrade. Mosanda logs is if you need electricity, Mosanda lugs will help charge it faster, but that's about it. The rest are pretty much the same. Woolly Pop is just there to give you cotton candy, which honestly, if you do this before you build the high quality hot spring, it may be good just to help feed your pals some sanity so they don't break so often. Most of the time it's useless. So like all you do with the cotton candies that they drop is just you shove in more of these cotton candies, spread it down the feed box so the cow doesn't deposit more food into the feed box, etc. Caprity is pretty much like I can't say that it's a very good pal. It's a decent pal, but not like it's a good pal. It's like almost over again. It gives you a lot of red berries by either planting very far or not. It will help you a lot if you want to like use the berries to like pick berries, farming XP all the time. Other than that, nothing much. So there's that. Nataka is a pure wool production. Good if you just need a bunch of wools and nothing else. I prefer Lambo in general because I don't need that much wool, but this is the better option if you just need pure wool. Igadir and Igadir Terra, same thing, same difference. Igadir Terra you won't find it until level 20 plus, so you don't need to care about it. Igadir is the one that people know are rigging. Good as a mount, decently fast, but the biggest feature is always the double jump. Helps you reach places that you usually need a lot of stamina to reach for because of climbing and etc. At the base is probably like the earlier one where you get like 2 lumbering. It's going to give you a lot of wood if you're in base. You put this guy out and you probably only need like this one You don't need Tansy, you don't need anything else. You can shift your Tansy with something else, or your Lip Monk with something else. If you have like your decent Lumberjack early on, falls off really hard mid-game obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Terra, I've discussed about it, same thing. Nightwing kinda suck in general. It's one of it's the first flying one you ever get, the standard one. But it's just slow. It's very slow. It is a slow mount over here, so nothing much. So I won't pick it. If you're really dying to get a flying mount because of water shenanigans, feel free to get it. But I won't be getting it. I'll prefer to use my glider and such until I get like at least a decent like water or like flying pal. Rebunny. Rebunny, it's like Daydream, except like you need to pray for it to go to help you all the time. But it's pretty much health I think like 1.5. Handiwork instead of like 1. It's much better for handiwork, but that's about it. Nothing much. Incineram knocks are pretty much like the invaders of your base early game with Lispang as well. The thing is that compared to Lispang, I think Incineram is like the better one. Because mining as kindling, the only problem is that you're probably stuck in kindling and mining if not helping you with transporting and handiwork, so there's that as well. Kind of bad for combat because it's just like one Hellfire Claw, takes forever to reload. Same as the North version, but North version you won't see it until it's very late, so don't need to worry about it. What else? Cinnamon is just for planting. Global situation all over again, won't pick it. For myself, definitely will not pick it because of it's just planting, nothing much. Arsox can be decent. Fire 2, catching quite early in the volcano area, like the mountain top there, like above the moon tide. You can catch it quite early. You can also rescue it quite early. It's like a direct upgrade to full sparks. It gives you like I think like 50% burning boost. Helps you with your big berries, XP farming, etc. And if you don't burn, it will just help people with the lumbering and such. It's good. Dumad is I have mixed feelings about Dumad. As a combat is okay if you're using the ground pal, nice ground pal stats. Otherwise, it's kind of meh. Watering and mining is good, but honestly, Pancake is much better. Pancake just defeats Dumad with like a high level because like Pancake has better watering, has mining, has transport, has handiwork, has everything that Dumad doesn't have. So it's quite sad, but hey, it's a good high quality power source. Cognito is pretty much, it's like Idea. It just helps you lumber. It helps you to save your money for a bit because it exits at night, but you need to build more hot spring as a trade-off. Yada yada yada, those kind of stuff. Not that bad, but not that good either. Idea I think is better because like in the mid to late game you don't need that much food most of the time, unless it's for chakra and everything. So we have Lispang, we have Lispang Ignis. Both are okay early game. Late game they kind of fall off very bad. Mid game as well for obvious reason I mentioned before. Also the reason why Incineram is much better. Lobun, you only use Lobun if you are at night, you don't have anyone to craft it with, and you summon a bunch of Lobun just to help you to craft something, that's it. Otherwise, it's kind of bad. Like, I love the design, but I'll just be straightforward. It's bad in base, it's bad in combat, so there's nothing much to do here. Gearclaw, pretty much kind of garbage because it's a glider, it's not a mount, so it's kind of garbage. It's a gathering tool, pretty much like Nightwing, so like there's nothing much. If you like it, you can use it, but I won't use it. It's like allows you to fire a gun while gliding with this pal, which is good because you can only like glide with one hand, fire with another hand, but most of the time I don't really like it because I'm better to like just like glide somewhere to safety and then start firing. I'm not a good multitasker. I like Gale Claw and all. But if you like Gale Claw, you can certainly use it. You know, it's fun to just fly around, shoot people while you're flying and whatnot. Robin Quill. Robin Quill is once again a straight upgrade to either your Lift Mount or your Tenzi. This one is just a straight upgrade in like the base part. Yeah. In combat wise, unless you can do a lot of headshots at all the time, Robin Quill is kind of meh. The Terra, I would say is worse than the Robin Quill, because the Terra you need to like either breed it or you need to find it. But if you try to find it, it's too late on the game where it's become useful. You have like much better useful pals to use. So it's bad. Robin Quill is decent. Robin Quill Terra is bad. Gorirat is a good lumbering mount. I won't use it honestly because of the lumbering issue. But of course, you can always just remove your wooden mill, place it somewhere else, helps you transport. Not a bad transport. I prefer the birds. They have like better speed. Gorirat is a good replacement in the meantime. V-Guard, one of the best. I think one of the best worker you can ever have, because it produces honey, and you cannot buy honey anywhere. You can buy eggs, you can buy milk, you can buy anything except honey. The only problem I have with this is that how ridiculous and how hard it is to catch it. Main reason is because if you play with me before and you try to jump off it like offline, you need to make sure that your stuff doesn't get clipped. Sorry. Yeah. And also if you try to catch this one, chances are it will go to use the skill Be Quiet, which is just explosion. It will self-destruct. So not that great. Greentail is good to hunt, not good for mount, not good for anything. I'll just say that. Solely because of that. Greentail not that fast. And Gathering 2 kinda meh. Sui and Sweeper, unless you're using the Sui and Sweeper strat, I'll say this is not that great as well. Unless of course you're using the Sweeper to cool down your box, so you can summon it while anyone else is doing anything else that's not harvesting. So you can just auto default into the cooling, so it's not that bad. But then that kinda meh. Chillet is a good attack mount, a good combat mount, not a good riding mount. It's very slow, hits kinda hard, I like it. But yeah, it's very slow, so not the best idea to use Chillet to go around. Univolt is most of the time your electricity, because if it stops in generating electricity, it will not help your lumber, which is good if you want to default it and you have too many woods. Quite fast, not as fast as Darhal, but decent. But I'll just go to either Deer or the Wolf because they are just more accessible. Foxicle is your Jolt Hawk Crystal replacement. Straight away cooling, does nothing else, one of the best. Because the cooling you need like 24/7 unlike other things. Pirate and Piranox. This one you can only get in the volcano, so it's pretty late into the game. So because of that alone, I'll say it's kinda garbage. But if you somehow come onto it from eggs and something, it's decent. If you have Arsox, you can replace it with Piranox, because Piranox is nocturnal, means it works for you at night as well. So it's good in that sense. That's it. Raindrix is pretty much Iconir but ice. That's all. Nothing much. So I won't say much about this. You can see for yourself. I'm neutral to this one. It's good as a mount if you are going into volcano and whatnot. But the thing is that if you can find Raindrix, you just go at the night, you can find something better. So there's that. Greyhound is such a late game pal. And most of the time you have better pal to replace it with. But if you still need someone who can double jump and a bit faster than Iconir, Greyhound is good. But the level you unlock the saddle is too late, so I'll say it's kind of meh. Kitsan. Kitsan is one of the best pals ever for mounting, because you just nullifies like all the temperature problems. Heat, cold, whatever it is, you can wear your favorite armor, you can be naked, and you will not have problems in the temperature because of heat sun, as long as you're riding it, of course. If you're not riding it, then you probably die. Daisy is bad at this because most of the time, the moment you unlock Daisy level 30 plus in the desert, you don't get anything else. If you can get it as an 8 early on, maybe good, but that's all. Like I use both Daisy and Daydream, but if I were to choose, I'd probably choose Daydream because of how more accurate it is. The Daisy is just a single bolt strike of like the lightning, and that's it. Helps you stun, of course, but kind of hard to align them in the place in the first place. Lunaris, you can only get Lunaris by catching the alpha or breeding, so that's about it. So nothing much about it, nothing much I would say. It's decent, I guess, from handiwork tree, but that's about it. Like mid game is fine, but most of the time it will get stuck doing something else except of the handiwork. Gathering, for example, gathering the crops takes forever before it goes to help you with your things. Not the best. Yeah. Dinosaur, you can find it early game in the portal beginnings, level 19, or level 16 to level 20, around that line. But like he's planting 2, lumbering 2, not so bad. Can be a good replacement to Icon here, but that's it. Slow mount, so Icon is better as a mount. But yeah, that's about it. Dinosaur Lux, same thing, same difference, except change the planting to electricity, which most of the time you will get stuck in electricity. Serpent, more straight through, straightforward, I will not say anything about it. And Serpent Terra, same garbo, it's just getting level 1, it's even worse, and it's not as a level 2. Marate is meh. Gathering level 2 is decent, like for mid game, but the thing is that Marate, you can only find it in like a very late game, so it's kind of bleh. Big Toys is, if you are building mind base, Big Toys are one of the better mind base, one of the better mind base pals, because it has mining tree and that's it. You will not see him get distracted to anywhere else. Combat is good. It is one of the, I think one of the better early game pals, because it's mining level 2, it's transfer level 2, gathering level 2. On top of that, it's a nocturnal, so it will not sleep at night, which helps you a lot in a lot of cases. I'm still using Tombat early on until I read a lot of Hand Abyss. But yeah, Tombat is really great. Lavender, 69. We all know about the joke. Nothing much said. Not the best, honestly, pal wise. Bad and okay at mining level 1, and then level 2 handiwork and transporting probably never get used because you always get stuck in the mines. Typical. That's about it. Flambell, the only source of a flame organ. If you need flame organ, you deploy Flambell, you'll be a happy person. You save like I think like 100 or like 300 gold for like Flambell or something. It's all good. Fanworm, good early pal. For like flying. Like this one always takes precedent over Nightwing, no matter what. Like you don't have a choice. You need to get this one if you want to fly. On top of that, it has like a very good transporting. So if you are not going to burn anything in the base, you can always deploy it. But if you're burning something in the base, probably don't deploy it, because it will occupy the things that you need the most. Ferro Crystal, same thing, same difference. Bushi, one of the best early mid game. Kindling 2, Lumbering Tree means like most of the time you have like enough woods for everything. Transporting 2 is decent as well. Most of the time you'll be using it for Lumbering Tree and Kindling 2. Yeah, that's about it. What else? Beacon, Ragnarok, same thing. Transport 3, like all the high level pals that like the transport things are great because they are flying, they move faster by default. Ragnarok is better. Reason being of Kindling Tree. So Kindling Tree, Transporting Tree, if it's not burning your cakes, it's probably going to transport something somewhere else, and that's about it. Yeah. Beacon is kind of meh. It's a good transporter, but that's it. Catchers only has, okay, if you notice, like Catchers only has handiwork, medicine, and transporting. which means that if you're going to craft something or you need to like someone to transport, catchers is probably one of the best. Like mid game, you can just place catchers and like it's a nocturnal because it's a dark type. Nocturnal helps you transport whatever mass that the other pals have left behind, helps with crafting, makes it keep going at night, etc. etc. Vixen. Vixen is pretty much catchers, but we can lick. So that's about it. Enough said. What else? Furdash. Furdash, I'm still using Furdash until now. Probably one of the better late game pals. It has planting 2, gathering 3, mini gathering 3, handiwork 3, and transporting 2. Moves decently, but that's about it. What else? Violet is just a worse Furdash. Don't bother with it. That's all I'll say. It's just a worse Furdash. Sibelix. Sibelix has cooling 2, farming 1. It's the only source of your high quality cloth. Probably like the better one. You can replace Lambo with this one because it produces like salt and all like shell like no other. So yeah, there's that as well. Sibelix is very good. Yeah, for high quality cloth. Elfidran. It's a walking flying pal, only no slumbering. So if you love the design, I find it very cute as well. You can always keep it as a pet, but otherwise it's just nah. Kelpsie and Kelpsie Ignis are pretty much the two garbage. Like you cannot do anything else with it because it's like watching one, killing one. You find it like quite late game where you find like a better level 2 better stuff. Let's see. Azurope. Azurope is a what? I think it's a tree watering. So it's good. Maybe too large sometimes for stuff, but it's good for watering your crops until late game when you get your type. But otherwise, like Azurope is good. What else? And of course, you can travel it to Chama Water. The problem with water mod is that everyone is slow AF. Better to just use the fly mod that can float above water, so you don't need to bother with like all these water shenanigans. Of course, you need to feel for your, universal and pregnant. What am I saying? Yeah, basically that. Anyway, moving on. Carolinks. Handiwork 1, numbering 2, coding 3. Yeah, that's about it. Like most of the time, either you throw it in the cooling part or you don't use it at all. Most of the time, it's garbage because you get it like pretty late in the game. That's it. Blaze on Blaze on Knock, same thing, pretty late in the game. I'll choose like Blaze on Knocks. I may choose Blaze on Knock over Yomentide Ignis in some cases because Blaze Howl is the night time, so it can cover everything for Yomentide as well. Depending on your day-night cycle. If you have like longer nights, probably Blaze Howl Knock is better than Yomentide Ignis, but otherwise, nah. Relaxaurus Lux is better for riding with a missile launcher. Other than that, it's kinda meh. That's it. Ron Cherry and Ron Cherry Aqua. One is planting, one is watering, same difference. Azurope is easier to get, lower levels and everything. Yep. Ron Cherry is just planting level 3. Kinda meh. Natalia is a better Ron Cherry, that's it. It has handiwork, gathering, medicine production, transport, everything you need. And you can get it pretty early. Not pretty early. Level 30 plus, but not that bad. Reptyro Crest. Most of the time just Reptyro, you only get Reptyro. Reptyro you can get it in the volcano area. It's a good replacement for your mining bases. Until you get Anubis, until you get Base Mud, until you get Astagon. It is not a bad thing. But you probably don't need like a lot of Reptyro, maybe 1 or 2 is enough. Just let the rest of it like just focus on their job. So like big toys is probably much better. That's it. Reptyro Chris, same difference, probably use it just for mining and that's it. King Paka, I don't like King Paka, I'll be honest. King Paka and King Paka Chris, I do not like any of this because it's a slow mount. It's pretty much garbage in the base. Creepangakris you can use it for cooling, but it eats a lot of space. It's garbage in the base. It's very slow as a mount. It just looks very cute. That's it. That's the selling point. Nothing else. So I don't like it at all. Personally that is. Memorous. Memorous is another high quality Palworld target because it's so much of these things around. You can ride it, but nothing much. Lumbering, mining is always good for lumbering for mining. Yada yada yada. Not the best. 1.1 Botan. This is where I hate the fact that a lot of guys say that they're the best transporter. I'll just flat out deny and say they are wrong. Because they take forever to reach from point A to point B, that the carrying capacity just nullifies whatever you do. Like, I prefer to get like a bunch of like birds rather than one, like a bunch of like wampos. Because like with the birds, I know like you will at least get a decently quicker into my base. Wampo is just like too slow. Even I pick for dash for Wampo. Yep, because of the transport and etc. So I don't like it. Really good as a wood chopper. I can say that. I'll attest to that. It's really good as a wood chopper because you can just like chop wood everything. Once it's done, all max, it just transport everything and it just repeats the process. Pretty self-sufficient. Biggest problem is that for Wampo, you can only get it at level 40. Wampo both has at level 38, and you need to fight the alpha, which alpha is pretty problematic at base. So I'll leave it at that. Warsack. Warsack, same thing, same problem with Wampo Botan. Enough said. It's cool. It looks very very cool. That's it. And of course, it helps in combat as well. These two helps in combat. But yeah, Warsack helps you increase your defense, so it's good for you. So you don't like die easily while you wait for the other pals to respawn and etc. But that's about it. Fanglobe, or the faster ground mounts, mid-gear, level 25. If you can catch one, you can just ride one, breed one, have the nimble, swift, everything. It's a better deer in a sense. Far better deer. Felbat is just Felbat. It is like Glowpander but less sexual connotation. That's it. Usually still useless in base unless you have a lot of depressed spells. When you have a lot of depressed spells, you're doing something wrong in the first place. All the such. Quiver. Quiver is probably like one of the better mining pals on the mid game because it has transport 3, mining 2, and that's it. Quite an upgrade to Tombat. I'll still use Tombat because it's a nocturnal, otherwise it's meh. Placement, mining 4, pretty pog. Until you realize you're using Yormantide Ignis and it keeps on stealing your furnace, and then like you get a slower burning and then your Ignis is doing nothing. Yep. If you don't have Yormantide Ignis, by all means use Placement. Placement is very good for a mining base. Mining 4 is insane. Flame 3 is not bad at all. But once you get Yormantide Ignis, I'll suggest not to use Placement. Moving on, we got Elzevir. I'll say Elzevir is probably like my favorite and one of the best transporters, if not the best transporters, because it works at night, it carries a decent amount, it's a level 4, it moves decently fast, meaning that it can transport a lot of things all together at the same time. You can see like currently my base has a lot of Elzevirs deployed, I think around 4. Astagon is the better placement in mining. Mainly because he only has handiwork, he has mining 4, so you can always let him like stuck in the mining base all day, he will not get distracted by anything. Works at night as well, you don't need a bed for him, just need a bunch of hot springs, you know, all the good stuff. Monasting. Monasting, you get it pretty late in the game, and at this point you will have a better lumbering, you will have a better mining. So I won't recommend it, because most of the time you will probably get stuck in lumbering instead of mining, so kind of meh. Enemies! One of the best pals ever to work in your base, and you work for it, it's insane. Except he always goes for the mines. The solution: do not put the mines in your base if you deploy any enemies. Unless it's coal or mine, and of course by all means just deploy like those 12 enemies, you sneaky bastard. But yeah, that's it. Enough said, everyone knows it's one of the best, everyone knows how to breed it, the breeding calculators everywhere. Yeah. Yoventide, best watering pal. Kinda suck. Good combat pal, of course, because it's being a pseudo legendary stats. But like, I'll just say, if you want Yoventide, best way is to just breed them. Because if you catch them, they will only have the alpha version, they don't have the normal version. And alpha version is so large, it is your entire base space. You cannot see anything, it cannot go inside your building unless your building is 4 walls high. No, just breed it, please. Just like breed one, and you can just kill the alpha for fun. Or unless you want to flex your team, but I don't like that. I just like efficiency. Like no, just Yoventide Ignis. You can only catch one, or you can breed one. Best kindling. Everyone knows this person like hold the title of the cake chef, the cake patisserie. The best one. Enough said. That's it. If you have this one, you don't need Plasma, you don't need Ragnarok, you just replace it, find a better one, blah blah blah. The only kindling pal you ever need. Suzaku is Yoventide Ignis, but like lesser. It's a lesser Yoventide Ignis. It's a good stamina mount in the sense that you will not like exhaust you, but it's a very slow mount, same as the Suzaku Aqua for the watering and such. Enough said. Chris Ball, one of the best combat pals ever, and also a decent working pal. Handiwork 2, transporting 3, electricity 3. Probably most of the time you will let him just charge electricity. That's it. The transporting itself is whatever. Yeah. Enough said. Sometimes he lumbers, sometimes he doesn't. But yeah. Minigun is good, combat wise, definitely. But that's about it. Lily, my favorite pal, is one of the most ridiculous and best pal I ever have. Good in base, good in combat. In base, it helps with planting, helps with gathering, helps with handiwork. No transport, unfortunately, but that's fine. I can overlook that because the planting on before is super fast. And also it heals you, ridiculous amount. Like, it heals you like 75% of your HP, if not full. Like, 100% of the time. Or 90% of the time. Hands down, one of the better pals I like. Lightning Knocked is, it loses the planting, so I'm not as great with Lightning Knocked. But it looks very pretty. Like, it's so starry and everything. It's the Dark Ice type. And it can heal you as well, so just pick your poison. I'll choose that you don't want to lose anytime soon. Valorous is just an upgraded Ragnarok. That's it. It's a better Ragnarok. Faster as well, in general, so like better kindling, better transporting because it's faster in general, that's it. Orsurk has the highest level in electricity. So like I'll just pick him all the time for electricity. I'll usually get 2 of these. Just so like if one is stuck, the other one can put the electricity. So it doesn't get until like the whole base has no electricity because of like watery Orson getting stuck in nowhere. But other than that, it goes to transporting, it goes to handiwork. So it's pretty much just a free handiwork and transporting pal, which is a very good pal, I'll say. That's it. Shadowbeak falls under the category of combat mount, just combat pal, nothing much. You can't put it in the base, it sucks at base. One of the fastest mount, like ground mount that can fly. Bad thing about like ground mount that can fly, so like this one, Elvinosaurus, Frostallion, those kinds, is that once you fly, you lose your energy, you get stuck in the water, you will lose HP and etc. So it's not that great. But so it's pretty fast. In general, like one of the fastest one before legendaries, that is. So yeah, if you want to catch one, there's always one in the hidden sanctuary and everything. But that's it. And then last but not least, of course, the legendaries. There's Pelagius, Necromus, best defense, best attack, you know, best HP but with better defense, and just zooming everywhere. Enough said about this. They serve as mini combat mount. Paladins can jump 3 times, Necromancer can jump 2 times. Helps you with like the riding knight kind of thing. So it's pretty good. Mech at base, like 2 and 2 is not that bad. It's just that like at this point of time you'll get like something that's better than level 3 for everything. So these two are kind of like mech for base in this case. For Stallion, cooling level 4, highest level cooling. If you don't use it, you're using Jet Dragon as like everyone would use because it's super fast. You can just dump this for Stallion in your base, help it cool your food. If you're using any fridge, I hope you're using fridge. If you don't, then whatever. But yeah, if you're using cooling this, you can leave the base for like, I think like 3 hours, 4 hours AFK, and like not a single food will get spoiled, so it's good. For Stallion Nox, unfortunately it has no alpha version, so it has no HP bonus version, so only has Gathering 4, but that's it. Not even cool using as a riding one because the trail is the same as a normal for Stallion, so kind of black. Also, like these two sports like the highest HP, especially on the alpha level. So yeah, so it's all good. It's really good for me myself. I use it all the time. Once I get this, once I choose it. But yeah, Jet Dragon, we all know, fastest spell alive. It just zooms everywhere, makes the map pretty small once you get the Jet Dragon, especially like all the max speed and everything. Even without that, it has more speed than for Stallion with a maximum speed bump. Legendary everything, which is ridiculous, I just say that. But yeah, if you like a fast boy, Jet Dragon is always your goal. Level 50 Jet Dragon, missile launcher and everything, it's probably like the end game. If you get this one, you'll probably finish the game. Early access at this point. So yeah, that's all of the pals, of my opinion of the pals. I hope my future you will listen to this. And yourself, of course, if you listen to this. I am rambling a lot, in like 47 minutes by now, maybe 48. So I'll stop by here. Thank you so much for watching, myself and anyone else, and cheers! See you again next time. Oh no, my sticker is hungry. Alright, bye!